Best bang for buck that you can get. Better than a Surron in late 2024, 2025. What is good, YouTube? What's good, gang? The top 5 reasons why this bike is way better than the Sur-Ron Light Bee in 2024 going into 2025. I learned a new trick, guys. So like, if anybody knows anything about skateboarding, off the hook. Like a half wheelie, I just kind of did a little no comply on my e-bike. Pretty fucking cool. Reason number 1, brakes. These are fresh out of the box. Come with two 20mm rotors and bigger 4-piston hydraulic brakes that take .4 fluid. So you're gonna have much more stopping power. It's gonna be able to handle a lot more heavy use since the boiling point's higher, so they can get hotter and take much more wear and abuse before they fail. 36 hard on the brakes. Pretty solid. This bike just stops way better than the stock Surron. And you won't have to upgrade anything fresh out of the box. You can just rip and then rely on solid brakes. Point number 2, why this bike is way better than the Surron in 2024, 2025. It's fresh out of the box. You get 72 volt power. 72 volt, 38 amp hour battery powering this. Rated power 5 kilowatts, peak of 10. So you throw this thing into hyper mode and you're gonna get speeds up to 57 miles an hour fresh out of the box. Compared to Surron, you're looking about 40, 45 miles an hour and then having to spend another $3 grand to get these types of speeds. Pretty nice. Cannot go wrong with 72 volt power. You just cannot. I feel like nowadays, like 72 volt is kind of mandatory. I think it's going to be the new norm for any new companies that come out, that it's all going to be pretty much 72 volt is the new standard. That brings me to my next point. Point number 3 is the price. For this entire unit, guys, this entire unit, $4,400. Surrons are still going from $4,500 to $4,700 at dealers, $3,000 to $4,000 used. So when this thing's coming in at $4,400 for 72 volts, 10 kilowatts of power, 38 amp hour, TFT display, it's hooked up ergonomically already to be street legal. So you have turn signal options already, you have a horn like all other e-bikes, you have headlights, you have daytime running lights, and you have a high beam light. Functional brake light that works with the switch when you hit the brake, mode selector, and then you also have like a ground effects lighting package on this thing, which is pretty cool at night, I'm not gonna lie. Fresh out of the gate, man, $4,400. That's why I say this bike beats Surron for 2024, 2025. I really thought I would enjoy just staying in hyper. Like, the bike needs to stay in hyper mode. Fuck all the other modes. Hyper's where it's at, gang. If you can't ride hyper, then you can't even ride an e-bike.
Why did you even get into it? Why are you even riding? You even wheelie? You fucking worm.
I've realized after putting 300 miles on this bike, I prefer drive. Once I get into anything that's like loose terrain, I immediately throw it into high mode because that's when I find high mode useful for me. Throttle response in drive is manageable, chill, easy, predictable. If I put it on hyper, it's just unpredictable. Sometimes it acts exactly how it's supposed to, and then the other times it doesn't. I never really use eco because I'm always kind of going over 18 miles an hour. I didn't fucking see that train, bro. I almost died. The train station. I didn't know this was a train station too. I just thought it was a park. But now it makes a little more sense why it's so nice. There's a big bump over here that we did the other day. Pretty sweet. Reason number 4 would be the frame. It is the most unique e-bike frame I've ever seen on the market so far. Some might like it, some might not. By far the most unique looking frame that I've seen on the market, and the color options are crazy too. They're almost like custom color options put straight from the factory. So not only from the looks of the frame, the design of the frame itself is what I really like about this bike. With the added width up here that kind of contours with the seat and then back up, This allows you to sit further back on the seat so you can try to get to balance point a little easier and a little faster, but it also gives you a point of contact to lock your legs into, a little more natural feeling rather than the Sur-Ron where you have to squeeze your legs in kind of like at an angle, where this is wide enough where both your legs just lay perfectly in this spot right here, and you can just grip that section. Also, the swing arm, super unique looking swing arm. Direct chain drive just gives this bike a whole different experience when you're riding it. Immediate torque as soon as you hit the throttle. It doesn't have to spin a belt and then transfer power over. That's what makes this bike feel the way it does. Torquey, nimble. It feels so playful in the mid-range and the low range. Another plus of having the direct drive, it makes a high whine sound and it kind of sounds like a Hellcat, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, boy.
So the fifth and final reason why I think this bike is a better bike fresh out of the box, the looks, man. It is a beautiful looking bike. It is unique. The color options go crazy. It's just, it looks like a true enduro E-Moto. It no longer has that mountain bike-esque look to it anymore, and which could be a good thing, which could be a bad thing for urban commuting or, you know, neighborhood surfing or whatever you guys are into. It's just a unique bike. It's different. It's a fresh flavor in this oversaturated market that we've had, with bikes are coming out every week. So that is nice to see that Surron, fresh out of the gate, their very first e-bike, has put a lot of thought into this. So I'm excited to see what the version 2 is going to look like. Future upgrades are going to come about. It's an exciting time, man. I was on the fence on this bike at first, just because of the weight. It is a little hefty. It's about 160 pounds, but after riding it, 300 miles on it, you kind of learn how to throw it around, how to maneuver, what you're comfortable with, and I really enjoy this bike. I really think that this is going to take over. If you're looking into getting your very first E-Moto this class, I would highly look at the Srpnt and save you some cash, man. Better brakes, more power, better wheel set, better ergonomic. There's a lot of pluses that this bike has over the Surron, just on specs wise. It's just a better value for your money. The two best bikes that are out right now available, that is the best bang for buck that you can get, is Surron Srpnt and an E-Ride Pro SS 2.0. Both of them coming in at $43.99. I've had nothing but good things with this bike, other than your normal maintenance of chain slack adjustment. Pretty much about it. I did get one code, turn the bike off, turn it back on, and now we're here. So those are my top 5 reasons why this Surron Srpnt is better than a Surron, fresh out of the box in late 2024, 2025. Really fun bike. I really appreciate you guys watching. Let me know down below in the comments if you would pick this bike over a Surron in 2024, 2025, or if there's another model that you would pick instead of a Surron. I would love to know what the community thinks about this argument now. I feel like Surron needs an upgrade. It's been 60 volts for the last couple years, and everything is coming out 72 now, so hopefully Surron gets the message, updates that Light Bee next year for 72 volt, and we won't have this conversation anymore. But until then, it's on Emoto, and I'm gonna go fuck off.